some tips on how Christians can reach out into the world in a work context. Well, there's a few practical things we can do. We could leave a teaser around the office. For instance, maybe a book or a leaflet, pamphlet on our desk which creates interest and gets Christian things on the agenda. We can even change this teaser periodically. On the Monday morning, after people ask you what your weekend was like, you can tell them that you went to church. And if you're really game, you can even tell them what happened at church. You can even ask them if they've had any contact with church or the Bible. We can offer to lend or give away a Christian book or recorded Bible talks to workmates. Of course, make sure you've read the book or heard the thing before you can interact intelligently after they've finished it. We could do training courses in reaching out to the world to boost our confidence and skills. We can spend social time outside of work with our workmates. We can connect them to Christian friends. Well, that's assuming if you actually do have Christian friends. We can use the newspaper of the day or the current websites on SMH or Daily Telegraph or news.com.au, anything like that, to start interesting conversations with workmates. Some articles might be indirectly about religious things, while others may be more direct. Of course, we try to present a viewpoint that is consistent with the Bible. We keep praying that God would give us love for those around us rather than being a sword and just trying to chop them down all the time. True love in the context of building relationships with them. Our reaching out to the world should flow out of a godly love which is sacrificial, just like Jesus had, and one that is other person centered, wanting what is best for the other person. Okay, we've left teasers. So how do we invite people to become a Christian or get them to talk or get them to something more substantial? Of course, we pray because God answers prayers. We can do face-to-face invitations rather than just an impersonal invitation. Although impersonal invitations, of course, are better than none. We should present all the positive reasons why they should come. As a professional speaker, as an interesting topic, I'll shout you lunch afterwards. I just love you to join me. Be enthusiastic. And after you've asked them, just be patient and wait for an answer. Sometimes they might not wait, they might not respond the first time, but they may respond on the 5th or the 10th time. If they say no initially, perhaps you can work a bit harder at them for a little while. Have a contingency plan ready in case they can't come. We could have lunch with them next week and fill in what was said, or you could just spend time socially with them. A lot of good conversations can happen in the context of so-called failed invitations to hear the gospel. And if your invitation to hear, for them to hear an event is accepted, you can remind them, of course, to come a day or so before the event. The conclusion is be brave, pray, and give it a go. Keep inviting people to hear the good news. And aren't you glad someone invited you in the first place to hear the gospel? Aren't you glad someone reached out to you before you became a Christian, isn't it? So be brave, pray, and take the steps.